Hi, I'm Jadrien Long,
I'm Eunice Martinez.
and this is Before We Die. We just left Chicago this morning. It was kind of a big thing that both of us wanted to do was to get out of where we were. Right?
No criminal cases or anything pending. A change of air.
Yeah, speak for yourself. I needed to get out of town. Let the heat die down for a little bit.
That's what that.
But realistically, both of us, whenever we were both talking and kind of deciding what we both wanted to do just individually with our lives. I was at a place where I wanted to leave where I was at in Durango, Colorado.
Like Arizona, born and raised, but after traveling out for a while, I was kind of like getting stagnant, So it's like I want to grow. I want to grow my comedy. I want to grow my networking. I want to, really do the things that a lot of people don't get to in life, or they put it off too long. And like, when I retire, I'm gonna go travel. Well, you might not be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, diabetes might take them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that's really how it felt. It felt like that was the turning point.
Yeah.
Of like, if this doesn't happen now, or if this experience doesn't happen now, that's exactly what it was going to turn into. Was just making more and more excuses of just like, well, someday at this next point I'll be able to do it. I'm definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
Before I die.
There's all these things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna learn how to fucking like drive a bus. I'm gonna take a trip to Peru.
I'm gonna go skydiving.
Yeah, all these things like we tell ourselves, but it's like, why
I'm gonna
not
tell my son I love him.
I mean,
one day before I. Before I die. We both got to experience that together, and it was interesting experience, to say the least. We're gonna talk about it a little bit, but just initially, just moving out somewhere, because all of my family lives in the Southwest.
Yeah.
That I know of.
Yeah. And for the most part, I mean, my immediate family's there still. Shout out to people in Tucson. Not shitting on you, it's just, yeah, But it's one of those things of too, like, I mean, I lived in Florida for a minute. Things are wild out there, so I thought, hey, yeah, going to Chicago, big city, no big deal. Like, yeah. Orlando, I've experienced that. California, I've experienced that. It'll be all right. And it really wasn't for some of the time.
Yeah, for some of it.
It really wasn't.
I mean, in Florida, you knew people that had lived out there before.
Things, but yeah, we both basically like kind of jumped into a whole new lake by the Great Lakes.
Yeah, right by one of the Great Lakes.
Who knew? Looks like an ocean.
It's huge.
But it's not. Yeah. It's huge. I've never been around that much water that wasn't an ocean, and it is pretty great. Yeah,
but it was definitely super definitely super interesting to have that experience of like, because where both of us moved from, we had friends that were like right down the street, and like friends that we saw like every day, every other day. Had like these systems of like stress relief, and that really wasn't a thing when we got here.
No.
For
At all. It wasn't anything more stress. Like we would meet people and they'll tell us about their stresses.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh God.
And like even like and with all that, like we ended up having a little bit of our own struggles in our relationship.
Well, to be fair, we kind of did do a whole like lesbian.
Yeah, we really did take the lesbian route of
let's move in together.
Yeah,
it was like let's move to a new city together.
We'll start our lives.
Yeah, and it was interesting. I mean, it still is. I'm still learning about you. I mean, like, you know, that's not even a real mustache.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
More and more. It gets to be more clear on who we are, and luckily it hasn't been.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's been nice.
It's not nice.
Yeah, I don't hate you.
Like it's interesting too to like. So I mean, there's the stresses. Like, so I've lived in a new space before, and that is stressful in itself. Of like, okay, where am I gonna work? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna feed myself? How am I gonna, take care of myself as a person, anyways? And then when you're with somebody else in that struggle, it's nice, but it also adds another layer of like the thoughts and the things that, I mean, relationships are hard to navigate in the beginning anyways, because it's kind of like a Mexican standoff of like, what do you got behind your back?
Yeah.
What do you got behind your back? And so then it's just like, is that a gun or is it like the cheeseburger? Like, are you trying to be nice to me or you're gonna knife me? You know what I mean? Like, so those are just ego issues that we all have anyways, right? And some of it is parenting and things like, oh, my mom yelled at me for this, so then I'm automatically gonna assume that this pisses you off, and like you're just chilling playing your video game. You know what I mean? Or vice versa.
Yeah, we had a lot of that experience because like neither of us had jobs coming out here, and we were both door dashing together, just all day, just
lots of blood
out there, as close as we are now, just this 1 foot of room between us, and there were lots of moments of listening to like podcasts and like talking together, of like we were able to like figure out certain things, but also still as we were doing that, we were still shedding those layers of leaving our previous spaces and previous understandings of like
who we were.
Of who we were, and like what it is to even be in a relationship and like experience a new person, because like it's never been like this for me before.
Same for sure. I think it's also too kind of one of those things. I mean, we did have our moments of like, all right, you need some space, I need some space. We need to figure out, is this the stress of the situation, or is this like maybe we're not connecting anymore? Because I think it's something to be said about, a lot of people assume, or like the traditional way of thinking about a relationship is you're forever good, and when it's not good, it's bad, and you need to get the fuck out. And it's like, well, pause. You know what I mean?
Give it a fucking second.
Just like breathe for a moment, recenter yourself in the like woo sense or whatever your practice is, but also like take a pause and also acknowledge the good parts, because I think it's easy to remember each time of like, oh, well, this shit happened and this pissed me off, or this thing or whatever from past relationships, and put that on the new person, and then it's like, oh, but that's not even what they're about, you know what I mean? Like there was plenty of times that I would kind of like think you would be pissed, and you're just like zoned out. You know what I mean? Because you're just like
sitting there thinking
shell
about
shocked
nothing.
about like yesterday it was 50 degrees, today it's below 30. Why do I need 3 more jackets? Like, and that's all happening around us on top of us getting to know each other. So that's a thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then it's like one of those pieces is hard to navigate on its own, of just individually going somewhere, getting a job, setting up community, talking to new people, fucking navigating driving in traffic, even like Chicago. I don't know who hurt
garbage.
you,
It's fucking.
but the honking needs to stop. They need
The most
more guns
stressful
out
part
there.
of being in that city
Chicago
was
needs
the
more
fucking
guns.
traffic. Jesus Christ.
You need more guns. I'm gonna say this right now, Mayor, whoever just won, because I don't follow politics.
Put guns in the people's hands.
In hands in cars, because I feel like the amount of road rage.
Every car should come with a gun.
Nissan.
Sponsor that.
Sponsor
you know what?
that
That's
shit
how.
with a Glock.
That's how we get America out of a recession.
That's what we need.
To get people buying more cars, is every new car
Forget
comes
the
with a
whole
gun.
turn in, no questions asked bullshit.
Let's get it Mad Max out here.
They need to start giving guns at the police station. If they're not gonna stop and help people, give them
fucking guns.
BB guns at least. You know what I mean? A BB gun, just one pop off. People will stop with their horn shit.
Yeah.
Cause that was something that I'm not gonna say I have PTSD about it, cause I'll get over it. But holy shit!
It was every 5 seconds. Every like 5, 10 seconds.
When a green light turns green, it's like a fucking Mumbai or something. People were freaking the fuck out. Like, dude, I get it. You got places to go. I get it that you're freaking out because it's raining now, even though it was sunny as shit 5 minutes ago. I get that. But honking isn't gonna move 20 people on a whole fucking bus in one lane.
And you can tell the difference between a honk where it's just like, hey, I'm on this side, and like,
or don't crash into me.
being like chill about it, but like everybody in the city was just like, fuck you, eat shit, I hate you.
Yeah. Move out of the way, there's nowhere to move, guy. You know what I mean? Like, so
they got that 3 kids in the back.
Oh Jesus! The person with the dog, dude, they didn't give a shit about that dog. They were gonna take out the dog's head.
Everybody, if they're behind that wheel, fuck everybody else.
The buses, like, but bless them, like they get you there pretty much on time. The metro system's great in Chicago for sure.
Yeah,
but they will run over an old woman if they need to.
Yeah. They
will blast through an intersection, and with good reason, because everybody's so charged the fuck up with road rage, and that's why everybody looks old out there.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that there's 12-year-olds
like shit in that city.
Running bars.
And anybody
with mustaches.
there were people my age that, because I was working security in Chicago. There were people my age that would come in. These motherfuckers would look 45, and I'm just like, Jesus,
same
man.
Birthday.
Like, same birthday, and they look like shit.
Yeah.
And like, I kind of get it. Like,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's
stress.
It's very, very stressful. It's a stressful place.
It's interesting for sure.
Like, it definitely makes me understand, because we were both working for a small business. We were working in the same place. It makes me understand why, like, and hopefully none of the bosses watch this, but why everybody there.
Or watch it. Shout out.
Whatever. Like, you guys were awesome. I love it. But it makes sense why everybody I ran into was just like, I gotta fucking drink something.
Yeah.
I gotta snort something. I gotta take something.
Dude,
like,
the amount of
I wanted to do that every day. Like,
Chicago's a great place to get sober. To be honest with you,
to show you the error of your ways.
It's like that whole thing of like, eat so you feel sick about something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm so tired of eating pizza. I'm gonna eat a whole pizza on my own, and I'll never want pizza again. Fucking, that's the amount of drugs in the streets of Chicago. Either you'll get sober fast because you're just so done, with so much,
Yeah.
or
Of the
you're gonna
same
just
bullshit. Yeah.
OD, and then that's its own.
Because that
mean?
also seems to be the thing, and like, is like people don't really leave like their like 3 to 4 block section.
Nope.
Like
it's a bubble.
Yeah, there are like all these little bubbles where like that is their routine.
That's their world.
If they work there or live there, like they're
fucking there.
They're fucking
drinking.
They go to the same spot. They go do the same things every single day. And I kind of talked about this in the first video. Of like kind of really getting stuck in that routine of like, all right, this is my everyday. I'm not doing anything exciting. I'm not really living. I'm staying alive. And that's really the difference. Is like, oh, I'm staying alive today. Cool.
I didn't get knifed yesterday.
I'm not gonna kill myself in the bathtub tonight. Like tonight.
Jesus. It's real. Like, there literally were people saying that, or I'm gonna light my girlfriend's apartment on fire. Like, whoa.
Like, whoa.
That escalated fast.
Like a meow. Am I right?
Meow Pacino.
Meow. With all meow Pacino on him. Wow, meow.
Everybody had a growl out there, dude. Like, even there's 5-year-olds walking around with cigarettes, I swear.
Yeah, like, it's stressful living in the city.
Life. They need their
Listen, there's a reason why John Mulaney was a drug addict.
For real.
Had to go to rehab.
But also on that note, I do feel like there is the Chicago on the news and the truth of what Chicago is, which is the white boy's playground. Like,
the white boy in his natural habitat
of Wrigleyville,
natural frat white boy,
just running the streets, just like zoomies.
Yeah,
at 5 a.m., not a care in the world, crossing through busy intersections. Like, it's average.
And that is
typical.
what we saw the most of.
Yeah.
Like so before I had gotten my job there at that gig, we were doing DoorDash a lot, but we were like we were out in the suburbs. Like we were outside of we were like an hour outside of the city.
Shout out Portage Park.
Yeah, Portage Park, where we were living. Shout out to Greenberg. Greenberg? Was it Greenberg? I don't fucking know. Shout out Wrigleyville, whatever.
Yeah, that area, Lakeview. But we did explore the other areas, because I also, for a minute, was working over at the White Castle. You definitely got to see whatever. I have nothing.
Like, the different cultural aspects and like all those different all those different pockets. I got to see the suburbs and Wrigleyville at the liquor store.
Well, no, when we went to the underground doctor, you were standing guard and almost got clipped, but it's fine.
Yeah, I was parked outside of this underground dentist.
That's kind of why we're going back. I gotta get my crown put back.
Out there looking like an undercover cop. Yeah.
With your mustache and your Hawaiian shirt don't help. But if anything, it's a testament. So there's a theory that I've always had, and so I feel like it can only just keep getting proven. Like croissant.
They've been proved.
But so this theory can only blow up is basically if a city has an area that's mostly numbers and named after presidents, you're fucked.
Oh yeah,
the
classic joke of Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. You should never
oh my
be
God,
there.
don't even park on there. Or like fucking Muhammad Ali Way, please don't.
Oh yeah, because we would drive through there. We would drive through there home. Yeah.
But that wasn't even that bad. Like 99th was like the area we were in.
Yeah, because we were on 22nd driving through through Muhammad Ali. But you get over in the 90s.
You keep going higher in number, you're gonna keep going further away from any cop support. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But the thing is too, is like, so 2020, COVID, all these things happen, and movements, and there was a lot of talk about how had affected. And like, so in the business we heard a few things, and like the fast food chain I heard a few things, and then even just in the people you see the difference of what COVID really did in the area, because it is such a high concentrate of restaurants, bars, things that are
so you know the old Jamaican lady that used to that would come into the liquor store.
I'm gonna beat them up.
Yeah,
so cute. Gonna beat 'em up.
One of the first times that I had saw her and like talked to her, she was just like, "Yeah, I had a couple boyfriends die during COVID from COVID." She was so crazy. Like that bitch was looking for dick. This 86-year-old old Jamaican lady. Shout out Miss Sandra. I love you, girl.
Yeah,
she ain't never gonna see this. She ain't never gonna see this. The first day that she came in, Sinomio.
Yeah,
shout out Sinomio, my boy. He was just like, you watch out for her. So she's gonna try to get in your pants, and she was like, "Don't tell him yet. He doesn't know that I'm freaky like that."
He's funny too. I mean, that in itself too. Like, it was cool to see the community to like Latinidad out there, like how it's like integrated, and basically also understanding that like the Polish community out there is massive, and I feel like they're what Latinos and the Mexicans are gonna be in the South.
This might get flagged for hate speech because I just used Polak.
Is that a bad? I don't even. I've never been exposed.
I'm pretty sure it's a racial slur.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't even know because I've never been exposed enough.
Listen,
like,
I love.
We literally had one restaurant in Tucson.
I love a Portage boy.
We lived in Portage Park area, so I mean the
Polish Park,
by a difference, and Ukrainian too. Shout out to the Ukrainian refugee that we scared night.
Dimitri, he was listening to us fuck.
Pretty much,
Pretty sure he would jerk off on the couch outside.
I mean, when he wasn't drunk, like it was.
It's definitely a sober show. Like, you gotta.
I'm not gonna hate, but that's the thing though too. Like, even navigating that of like everybody's like, oh, support Ukraine stuff. What's really going
that boy got
on,
no support,
dude? For real, what's really going on with the governmental system and like how there's such a disparity between what they're promising people when they bring them over here and what they're actually doing for them is bullshit. Okay, so like. That was interesting to see that in play, and like that's how it is for immigration. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't want to get on the soapbox.
Speaking of politics, the we got to see the mayoral election. Well, we didn't get to see it.
Oh yeah,
but
we didn't give a shit.
But we didn't give a fuck.
They celebrate that shit in Chicago, like everywhere.
Yeah, they're
like, not
having like
one
watch party. People were talking about it like it was a goddamn Super Bowl. Like,
yeah, like if it was football or something. Like, hey, are you going with Wallace today? Or what do you think?
Everyone was like,
I think in the 9th ward. Like, what the fuck?
Crazy. They're doing like breakdown. I'm pretty sure people were taking bets. Like,
1,000%. I'm sure the people that were candidates were on it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And another thing, like, growing up, the whole like, mobsters in New York and mobsters in Chicago, and there really is like a homage to like Al Capone in places, and like, there's lore here about Capone and and whatever. Dude, like that again, this is what I think the South and Arizona at least is gonna be with like Chapo lore and stuff in 10 years. And all these business fronts are gonna legitimize, and then they're gonna be like, I got a picture with the Chapo, look at it back. That's what the kind of like those bars that had like Capone with the signature on it, like. And how long has this business been in place? How long and what? And your family's living for what? And you got all this realty, what? I'm not gonna say nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna whatever. But it's interesting because again, I feel like that's the true progress.
I mean, yeah,
in
I mean,
America. Oh, and
I mean,
heavy
it
Trump
makes
support.
it makes sense. It makes sense
Yeah.
with some of the experiences you've had and like looking and getting to see these different cultural areas and pockets of Chicago. It does kind of make sense that they are so on top of like politics, because they do have to they have to manage all of those different areas
and keep shit in line.
They have to keep shit in line. Like it's a little different in the Southwest, where like things are a little more like spread out. Yeah,
everybody's got a gun.
Yeah, everybody's already self-managed.
Yeah, exactly. The pockets of self-regulation.
Yeah, give people guns.
I can't advocate enough. Let them shoot each other.
Let
in the
the
foot.
people have guns.
Exactly.
But it did. You've told me a couple stories about of just Ubering in Chicago.
Yeah. Garfield Park is not a recommendation, or Wabanshaw. I can't pronounce that. But don't go around there in Pulaski after 3 a.m. because legitimately you're gonna see big dudes hanging out on corners. A car will pull up behind you and follow you down other streets until they see you get out with food. And even then, it's a gamble because, there was for hot chicken, Dave's Hot Chicken, $5 tip, almost got jacked. But then they saw the food, probably saw me, and then they were like, oh, she's just delivering food. She clearly has no money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Jesus, or even to,
and that
the Burbs. The Burbs delivering on the other side of that spectrum. Macaroni order from Panera, $12 tip.
Yeah.
Mansion code. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely a disparity.
Saw some billion-dollar houses and
God
shit.
damn. I'm pretty sure we delivered to some basketball wives. Like, I'm pretty sure the orders of, like, crumble cookie plus a pizza plus stop here for this weird thing and an Ulta lipstick. Yeah. Or a Sephora.
That was so wild for
cosmetic.
me for me to like know that was happening was that they would send you to cosmetic stores.
Yeah.
Where they're just
one eyeshadow.
Yeah, it's just like, I gotta get ready for a date tonight. Let me get this eyeshadow, pay $70 for this $30.
Or like, oh, I broke my whatever palette, and maybe I'll get it for you. It's on the way. And here's the thing is, so that too, like, I mean, how much of that didn't it progress because of COVID? You know what I mean? Because like, if you think back, like 5-6 years ago, even most people wouldn't have used an ordering service. Amazon was still
these services were still kind of looked at as as only rich people do this, and then it became like so mainstream that because of COVID, where it's just like this is the only way that we're able to get shit. That all the businesses were just like, oh yeah, I'll just get into this delivery, because Ulta would have never like reached, maybe not never,
yeah, or Sephora, things like
that.
They
would have never reached into that shit. Yeah. They would have been like, nah, you come into the store your fucking self.
Yeah, come pick it out, and then maybe we'll even, have 2 cashiers to help the line go down. You know what I mean? And now they got like specialty agents that just pluck the orders. And also too, okay, I'm a little bit like in awe of the Jewel Osco situation, because I always knew Osco, they're everywhere, and they're like the big grocer, right? But dude, you can order all of your groceries, legitimately your laundry detergent and all this other shit, and DoorDash will just tell you it's one item, and then the next thing you know, you got a guy from Osco putting like 10 different bags in your back seat and like confirm the order, and then I'm like, shit, I gotta take this up 4 different flights of stairs, and they only tipped me $2 because it was Portage Park, and they happen to be our neighbor, and I'm still looking for my tip, and know where you live.
Sorry,
it was literally 3 streets down from us.
Pop that shit. Bow, bow.
Exactly. Where's my
Chicago
tip?
lifestyle.
but too, I mean, I'll say this, like, I mean, I get the difficulty of the job itself, and respect out to the other drivers out there. Another layer that I didn't understand, and I love this phrase that I picked up at the White Castle. It don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
It don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
And the problem that don't make no sense is like, what the fuck is going on with the taco bus in Chicago? What the fuck? I don't understand.
It was purely taco bells.
It was like a fucking war zone every time. That's why nobody would pick up orders, and me, like an idiot, was like, yeah, I'll go on the fucking $9 tip on a crunch wrap. Hell yeah. Because there's these incentives they put, but they put the incentives because the night crew's deciding to cancel orders, yell at drivers. Dude, I called in 2 different times, okay? I ain't no snitch. But I called in 2 different times because there was some crazy shit going on. Legit, they wanted me to, like, not take the order because I called in to be like, hey, I don't know why they're not working on the order. They confirmed it, and I've been here for fucking an hour for 2 crispy tacos and a quesadilla. Like, and they were doing everybody else's order. The lady was just, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with her, but she had a problem with me just from the gate.
Well, she had a problem with everybody,
but definitely with me, because I asked her, like, hey, just want to make sure you got the order or whatever, and then she was just holding the order. What kind of mind fucking trip are you on? Like, this isn't even my food. You're not doing nothing to me. You're pissing off the person that ordered this. I don't get it. And then also, too, other times of them just cussing out drivers because they don't speak English. They're just like, everybody. Like, bro, it doesn't matter. You know what your order is. Put it in the bag for the guy. Give it to the dude. Like, why are you going to cuss out and just be like, oh, you don't speak English, motherfucker? Like, why? What is going on? And here's the thing, though. I worked in service. I worked at McDonald's and a few other places. We gotta bleep this out, or they're gonna come after me. So sue me. I don't have anything. I literally, you see what I have. What do you want?
That's it. It's all in the back seat.
The right pillow or the left pillow? You want a blanket? What? I'm not giving them away, but they're the most valuable thing. Like, my clothes is worn to shit. You know what I mean? What are you gonna sue me for, sweetie? Whatever. Fine. What do you want? One of my tires? Like, literally, they're all in the car right now. But anyways, so here's the thing is, working for service, I get that you get stressed. And you're in the cut, you're in the mix, you're just like, oh my God, like, we just got to get all these orders in. I get that. You may be dehydrated because you haven't drank water your whole shift. I get it. But yelling at somebody because you can is fucked up. Also, on top of it, yelling at somebody because they don't speak English the way you do is fucked.
I mean, that was also kind of
bullshit.
Kind of something that we experienced throughout Chicago was just how, like,
the racism,
how put forward the racism was. Like it was just like, if I'm racist, I'm going to be racist. Like they really doubled down on that shit. Like, but also I'll say this to a point. I'll say this though, it was nice to a point because in Arizona, I can only speak from what I know. Okay, in Arizona, you know when you're not welcome somewhere, and they make it clear, like. They will not serve you. They'll take their time. They'll look at you awkward. They'll like, oh, you must not have been here before. They'll do everything they can to make sure you don't come back. Whether it's a store, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's whatever. If you have a Spanish style about you or something, they're going to make you feel with their eyes and their look, that's a wetback. They're going to do that to you straight out. In Chicago, though, the racism's kind of nice because everybody does do the whole respect first.
because everybody's pretty much ready afterwards. If they got a problem with you, they're gonna try something, and they try something, they're probably going to jail. Legit, there was 2 people that went to jail first week that I was at White Castle, and one of them came in the shift the next day and was talking about being in the holding cell all night. That he had to be, that he went to shift. Employee of the month. You know what I mean? Employee of the month. Like,
give that man a medal.
Give that man a raise. Like, but we know they're not going to. And he's, already on probation, so it's probably the only job he can get. They know it. But that's the problem, is like, so there's the respect up top, but it's also kind of a false sense, because then real quick that can flip, and we would even see it in the liquor store. The few nights that I'd hang out, people would come in, you'd ask them for the ID, they'd freak the fuck out, and then okay, fine, and then a minute later they'd be talking shit at you. You know what I mean? It's like, I shouldn't have let you in because you're being a dick, not because of the color of your skin or anything
because you're
else.
being an asshole.
Most of the people that were assholes were the Wrigleyville, like a fucking in their natural habitat. The Chadrick goes to the watering hole. Like, they just privileged, you know what I mean? But then there was the other part of it of a lot of people would come in and just be like, Southside all day, and you're like, what does that mean? You're like, what? I'm from the south side of the U.S., the Southwest. Why are you yelling at me? What is that? So, I mean, there was that aspect. I feel like the only way that things can change, or like my own perspective of how to, if people were openly racist, I think if they were just openly racist, then money would be affected the way it is in the South.
Nope.
And then there's eventually the greed will take over, and then it'll be like, you know what, I don't really care. Yeah, sir. We don't have anybody else in here.
Nope.
So,
let's make some money.
We need that table. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what's ultimately going to change the shit, is if just, the pockets get hurt. And on the other side of that, we were talking about one of the managers, like, we were talking the other day about the when COVID and when the riots were happening, and people were like, yeah, we're gonna smash up this liquor store, and they're like, no, the fuck you're not.
No, you're not.
You know what I mean? So, like, seeing the other aspect of that too, then that also caused the whole chaos aspect. And half of the video is still online. Like, we didn't witness, but half of what I had seen at the time, a lot of the propaganda was like, oh, it's the BLM protesters, it's the black people doing all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And half of the times it's Chadricks and balaclavas. You know what I mean? It was kind of like instigating that perpetuation. And so I feel like, genuinely, if we get people more guns, and even it all across the board, the road rage would chill out, the I don't want to serve these kinds or this business or vice versa, or they're this way or they're that way, or it's because of this or because of that, because that would happen at the White Castle too. So that's the thing, is like, just give people more guns, because then it evens out the things, and then on top of that too, like, I think we need more legal doctors in the streets. You know what I mean? I think we need more legal shit, because the governmental aid out here in Chicago, at least from what I experienced, going from a nonprofit on every corner in Arizona that's just really trying to help everybody, they don't even ask you for your social, whatever, coming out here and everything's privatized, that's fucked, man. Like, every corner had a minute clinic, but that you had to pay a buy-in fee. You had to pay these other things. More legal doctors. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons why you even got a recommendation to that. To the back alley doctor. The back alley doctor. Thank goodness we didn't get flight that's being cops or something. But we made it out all right, but I still gotta go get regular but we did get to see a lot. We got to experience a lot of what was happening. You know, being at the liquor store, I got to basically see the disgusting side of all of the city.
Anybody that says that the gay scene is not alive in Chicago, I don't know what you're doing with yourself, because North Halsted is wild.
Tranny titties everywhere.
Everywhere. I don't know if you can say that, but she said that.
She did say it. She was yelling it on the street.
Yeah,
I had to ask her to leave. I was just like, I'm glad you're living your life, but I need you to leave.
Yeah, like you're multiple violations.
Take those freshly paid for titties to the other corner.
Thank you, ma'am.
Not in a way of like they were anyway, but like go live your life on that corner, go show off them titties. Yeah.
So that's the thing too, is like also, and that was interesting though, actually, now that I think about it. That scene was very mixed. Like in Arizona, there is definitely a difference, like, and I don't know if it's the culture of Latinidad, of like still like low acceptance in traditional families of like bisexuality and things. By the way, I love you, Mom. But I also like liquid clits and I know you don't like it. So I don't talk about that often to you. But the thing about it is out here, like, everybody was just mixed up in the scene because that's the pocket that everybody felt comfortable in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like down that strip. And so you would see everybody partying together. But in Arizona, it's not that it's the scene's so small that a lot of the Latino people, like, you can't imagine the amount of times that people are like, oh my God, did you see, you know who I saw over at IBT's? It's so-and-so's cousin. I didn't know he's gay. I didn't know he's gay either. And so, like, that makes people want to hide. You know what I mean? Or it splits the scene to where only the bold are in the actual gay areas, like the designated, this is a safe space gay bar.
So that makes me think that maybe that's the reason why it is so like integrated, is because what we noticed a lot about Chicago was it's a transplant center.
Sure.
There are definitely people that were born and raised there.
10 people on the street.
8 out of those 10 will be from somewhere else, and 2 of them will actually be from
Chicago.
Just in case you didn't know how math works, we broke that down.
Opposites. I go with the what is, it goes with the what would be. Math problems. We like that.
I love math. I accidentally did some math in Chicago. So that was definitely a thing as well. Like, I think I already mentioned it, was just how many drugs everybody was on.
For sure, dude. You pick out 10 people out of the crowd, 10 people.
8 out of 10 out of them.
Yeah, they know a guy. One of the guys, one of the 10.
And then 2 of them are the drug dealers.
He's cool. Yeah, exactly. And then maybe his friend will tell you that he's got another guy.
Oh, the hustle culture was real. The amount of times that I was standing outside smoking. I'm in a security uniform. The amount of times that I had like multiple different drug dealers come up to me.
I got that good coke. I got that.
And be like, hey, you want to buy some coke? You want to buy some pills? You want to buy some weed? Like, homeboy might as well have had a table out that was just like, what do you want? Like,
it made me feel, honestly though, dude, like, and the sweetest thing. It was so nice to see Irma. Shout out.
Oh yeah, Irma.
Yeah, she's awesome. Busted in there like nobody's business, just on her own. Like, I'm gonna sing this song, I'm gonna fuck it up in here, and I'm like, you look familiar. Yeah, it's me. Okay. Yeah. Good shit.
Yeah, both of us are just like,
awesome.
She looks just like Irma.
Yeah, she was like Irma. What should she be doing out here? She just had a show out here. But anyway, so it was amazing. But the sweetest thing is, so again, the racism, right? Irma's kind of navigating the moment, and oh hey, look at that, Barnes got Trump 2020. Yeah, Trump 2020. We're just outside of Springfield.
Oh yes, just outside of Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, but so anyways, just the genuine concern she had for the guard guy.
Oh yeah.
And just being like, do you feel safe here? Because the manager's clearly a dick and he's clearly a racist. He was playing favorites with, you know, some of the people in there, and just how he was talking to people,
for sure.
just stone faced. Basically, if you had any melanin, it just was not having it.
He shut down entirely.
But security guard, big black guy. We knew him. He's around the area and stuff like that. Oddly enough, he's definitely somebody's drug dealer. You know what I mean?
For sure.
For sure. But the
Allegedly.
genuine concern,
Allegedly, for sure.
For sure, allegedly. But that's the thing, though. Just the genuine concern, though, of Irma just asking. It was the sweetest. I'm like, do you feel safe working here? You know what I mean? Just because, and then he, you know, broke it down, and it's the same difference of like, yeah, you know what? As long as I get my paper, as long as I get my money, I'm good. But if you're not gonna give me my money, you're not giving me my paper, then I got problems.
So that's like, it makes me think of like how like that's been built up in like their social construct of like, well, also just like, if you do stand up for yourself, you're getting nothing.
Yeah, you're cutting
you're going to end up over on 105th Street. Like you're not gonna have shit if you speak up about anything.
Yeah.
And like that's upsetting. And it's like I understand hustle culture and like, yeah, get out there, make your fucking money. But the way that he broke it down was also kind of like sad to me, where it's just like, oh fuck, man, like
you're still in the shadows.
It's really the thought of just like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit back here.
Gotta settle.
Like, as long as he doesn't actively come at me with some racial slurs, and I just think that he might be racist, I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna earn my bread, and I guess so. I guess we all have to live with each other, so like, there's no reason in like making a fuss or like whatever.
Well, but that's the whole
but at
point
the same,
of the
but at the
system.
same, but at the same time, like there's a lot to be said about what's being said in culture right now, and what's out, and not even just in the black community, but in all of our communities, of like having to actually say something and like advocate for yourself and make sure that like you're not being treated like shit. And like we were lucky enough to come into like a job space where like we were welcome.
There was neutrality.
Yeah, there was a lot of respect. There was
family style.
Yeah, it was one of the only places where I was just like, all right, so I don't agree with a lot of businesses saying we're a family here, but here I kind of get it.
Yeah,
like,
they actually have your back.
Yeah, like y'all actually got our backs. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing though too, like, and that's that. I think that respect piece, and then there's the people that genuinely live by that. You know what I mean? Like they genuinely will. Like one of the managers always was like, I'm gonna say hi to you, I'm gonna fist bump you, and
I'm gonna shake your hand. I'm going to shake everybody. Like he was running for president.
And startership, that was just a thing. And he said he grew up in an area, you know, that was like not the best, but not that bad. So he knew the area of where like I was working at. And so the thing is, like, I feel like, again, but he was a gun carrier. So like I feel like that's one of those things of, I feel like when people don't feel like they have the access to the power, then they have to settle into different things, and those are the opportunities that are available. So racism definitely is very much alive out here. It's just been put into a certain box in the media, I feel like. And the crime too, the amount of fucking crime that I've seen, that we experienced, that was around, that wasn't necessarily black, was insane. Like, put that shit on the media, you know what I mean? Like, just full on groups of just like these frat boys just kicking up shit in the streets. But to that degree, it's like, oh, boys will be boys. Fucking put them on the news, you know what I mean? And then that will show more of an equal landscape of
Yeah,
what's
like
really going on in the streets.
Like what you saw
of
over by Wrigley Field during like the time of the game.
Oh my God!
It might as well have been fucking riots. Yeah, it might as well have been riots.
But because most of them were light skinned, dude, like, and just that's just a group of fans. You know what I mean? Like, no, like, and here's the thing is, I feel like too there's something to be said of the way that the structure is put in on, like, there was a gay club right up the street by the bar, right? Like where we were working at. And the amount of times that there was cops parked there, just parked out, just waiting to see some shit. Just waiting for like something to happen or whatever, or as soon as something would happen, immediately like it would get blown out of proportion. Oh my God, somebody got stabbed and blah blah blah. And like maybe it was like a spike on a collar or something, I don't know. But down in Wrigleyville, like right by the stadium and stuff, it is swarms of people, and there's maybe one cop car down that whole strip of Sheffield or something. You know what I mean? There's like 3 or 4 parked off of Belmont at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. waiting for the club to get out. So like, it's intense to see those differences, because it's like you're expecting things to happen here. You're wanting things to happen here, so you put in a police presence. If you go looking for it, you can find it. But where it's actually happening and the craziest shit, there's no presence. Like, so I don't know. I don't mean to get too serious, but it was interesting to see that piece. And it's also interesting to see like the camaraderie of culture when it surrounds food, man. Like, we've easily gained what, like 20 pounds? 10 pounds?
I'm way fatter.
Shit, the food.
I'm way fatter.
Let me put this scientifically. I'm way fatter.
Scientifically speaking.
Well, let me just go ahead and let me suck in this double chin real quick. No, but so here's the thing though, is I feel like that is one saving grace Chicago has, is that's amazing, is that you really could live off of the fast food prices and things like that, because groceries, fresh groceries, the prices were wild. Unless you found an inn somewhere or you got things on sale. Like fucking eggs were what, like $5. Fucking, I didn't even buy milk. I can't really drink milk, but I really didn't even buy it. Ice cream, I only bought it when it was expired because it was like 7. I know, you know, it was on sale. Right? And it was mostly evaporated milk. I cut that shit. No, but so that's the thing is, like, you thought that was real cheesy, right? And that was a single and evaporated milk. No, but so that's the thing too, is like, so even the cooking, like, you gotta get a little thrifty with it. I mean, Costco's there and Costco's cool and all, but even then, like, the fresh prices on stuff, man, is wild.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it definitely seemed like it was more affordable to like eat out and split something, like, and that was
$5 sandwich is bigger than your fist.
Yeah, that was very surprising. Every single place that we actually went to go and get something, it's just super generous portions.
Portions. I don't think it was for me or either, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's fine. I never really saw cats out. I saw a lot of rabbits. Never really saw stray dogs.
Yeah, didn't see any dogs. Didn't see any cats.
Didn't see a lot of stray cats. I mean, whatever. But Italian beef was delicious.
It's pretty good.
Whatever they were using for a $5.99 sandwich with a half a pound of meat, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, but overall, it was a really lovely experience. Hoping to be back there again eventually.
I mean, we already got a job
to some degree. Yeah, to some degree, looking to be back there again.
Yeah.
It was definitely
the comedy scene. I gotta say this. It was interesting. Definitely interesting. The comedy scene. Got to go to a lot of cool places. A lot of interesting, like Lincoln Lodge.
Legendary Lincoln Lodge.
Logan Theater.
Yeah, did
My buddies, shout out, very cool, Take a Shot.
Oh yeah, Take a Shot. Oh, what a great
That's
show.
a thing too out here that I noticed. They'll give you free booze
everywhere
just to get you to go there, and that's awesome.
Yeah, Glenwood at Glenwood, another fantastic
shout out. Albinado's doing some things in the scene, and fantastic mustache.
I'd love to put together another separate video of talking about all the different mics and all the different days.
But I will say this, it's kind of hard to break through. You can have great mic sets, but it's kind of hard to break through because it is so many people that are they're really working in on it. Like I've never met so many people that was, I'm a comic first, and then I do this thing to support my, passion. Like I'm here for comedy. And that's kind of what we did, is we wanted to get that experience. We wanted to see what the scene was like. It makes sense, though, why Bernie Mac, shout out to Karma, how you put it. You know the area, we didn't. He's from out here. Great comic. Look up his stuff.
Fantastic.
He's coming back in the scene.
Yep.
But
amazing
here's the thing, though, is he put it perfectly. Of like, Bernie Mac had to go somewhere else to get discovery. He got discovered in Atlanta. So it's saturated with goodness.
Yeah, definitely a place to really cut your teeth and grind it out, understand all these different areas, because that was something that I noticed with the scene, was like every single place that we went to had a different vibe to it, and it had different clientele, it had different people that were actually showing up. Like it was definitely a place where you get to go out of your comfort zone pretty much everywhere, and really understand the different ways that your jokes can hit, and the different ways to like really come across to people.
Different rooms to read for sure. See, like, is this the style I want to go with? And even energy levels, got to play with that a little bit. Come out of the gate really heavy with some stuff, or pull it back and come out a little demure, relaxed and paused. So
we got to experience that, and the only reason why we're really leaving is because we had other stuff come up. We just had other stuff. We had to go. So now now it's kind of at the point where it's just like it's gonna be nice to come back there again with this knowledge. And really more connections. Really understand like what's happening, and hit the ground running a little bit more, and really kind of actually already have our bearings a little bit whenever we enter that space again.
And even through relationship wise too, like kind of knowing that it feels real good, even though there was a moment where we were like not even like talking, because it was like I need space, go in that area, go in this area, we're not even on the same sleep schedules, we're not even here. It kind of was nice to have the experience of still knowing like there's a camaraderie, you know what I mean? Like you're getting your ass kicked out there as much as I am. If it's not by the weather, then it's by the road rage, or by the
people in the
system,
streets, the transit system.
Or the unhomed people, by the way, also I'm going to say this, the unhomed people, I'm going to say it with that tone, because out here they use the propers. Delightful. I never had so many times when I would be doing DoorDash and the same guy would see me going in and out of the same McDonald's and be like, get that paper, little mama. You know what I mean? You making them coins. Like, you know what I mean? And like, it was fantastic. It was nice.
I had the opposite experience.
Well, a few times though. But I mean, that guy that gave you the bus pass, like your first day when you visited.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
There's pockets also.
This is true. The pockets of different types of unhomed people. So that was definitely something.
They're not all ready to beat the shit out of you for your money, like in Arizona. Like it's kind of it's a half and half situation. They'll either ask you,
even the ones I had trouble with weren't looking to like beat some ass. They were just.
Can I get a square?
Yeah.
Or what do they call it? A square?
A square?
Yeah, cigarettes, they call them squares.
Fucking squares. Those squares.
Get a square.
But yeah, I mean, they were aggressive. Like, definitely in a lot of other areas, whenever I've seen or interacted with unhomed people, I've always been like, "No, this guy's gonna fucking jump me." I didn't feel that in Chicago.
Yeah, that wasn't
I was more worried about everybody else who already had shit.
For real, like, or the people coming in with 1,000 chains on and just wanting to knock over shit for no reason.
Yeah.
Again, Wrigleyville.
Yeah, but
not even the people you probably imagined one way. And I'm pretty sure the guy's name was like Ben or something.
But I feel like we've covered pretty much everything Chicago. Anything else you have left to say about the experience?
I will say too, it's nice to have the language barrier sometimes, because it kind of, so I get a lisp when I feel comfortable around somebody else who has a lisp, because then I'm like, okay, I can drop the proper tone, you know what I mean? And so it was really nice, like working with people who not necessarily were Spanish speaking, but also were finding their way of communication in English and the language, because it really is a melting pot out there. You got third generation Polish, you got first generation Polish, you got fifth generation Ukrainian, you got second, you got refugees, you got the Congolese, like dynasties of many people, you know, running a business, and then you got, you know, the guy that just got here last week from India, shout out Art, you know what I mean? Like, it was interesting to experience that on that level, and it not be because you're on like a university campus or something, you know what I mean? It was everywhere. It's not just a pocket of community that's diverse, it's every bubble is diverse. Every community corner that you would experience was different, you know, so that was really cool. That was interesting. Oh, and Chinatown. Oh, Chinatown was fantastic. That was awesome to experience Chinatown. That should be its own thing.
Well, next time.
Yeah. But yeah, we're passing White City. Exit 44.
Yeah, we're probably not going to stop here.
There's a crystal shop though on the frontage road. Shout out. I don't know the name. It just says Crystal Shop. Feels like a bait in.
Is that the name?
That's what it says. The Crystal Shop, and it has one Geo. I feel like it's bait though. I feel like it's bait. Like, get these hippies. Come on, you know you like those crystals. You got shiny rocks.
You got that white. Got that white. Maybe that's what it is. It's a methamphetamine front. But all right, we're gonna get out of here. This has been Before We Die. It's been a pleasure. We'll have more and more episodes. Gonna have an episode with my mom that I haven't talked to in 10 years.
I ask you, what is she like?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much, Eunice knows my mom about as much as I know my mom.
Your blood mom.
My blood mom. Blood mom. Gonna have hopefully an episode with my other mom that raised me, coming out soon.
You're awesome.
Yeah, shout out Jean. Hopefully you never see any of this content. I love you very much. Yeah. God, I hope not.
That's my mom.
But thank you. This has been Before We Die. We'll see you again, probably. Oh no, this